Hey folks, it's Rod and Kathleen right over there. Stack of comics, and I'm continuing to list comics. I picked up roughly, we're gonna say, 1,250 comics for 250. Basically, it was $50 a box plus tax, um, and they're going on our auction. I'm breaking them up into lots. I got a few that have 4 in it, a few that have 6, but pretty much 5 per lot. And I'm going to have about 20 or 30 lots coming up on this next auction. So you can see Thor, Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man. There's some Sabretooth. They got Batman Batman and Superman, Majestic, G.I. Joe's in here, so quite a few different, I would say bronze area predominantly. I'm not super versed in comics. I do understand that there's different comic book ages. Comic book, and thanks to Google I can find that out. Golden Age 38 to 56, Silver Age 56 to 70, Bronze Age 1970 to 85, and then Modern Age is 85 present. So most of these I think are going to fall in the Bronze Age era. Well, in fact, I pretty much know anything that's going to have a barcode is going to be, I want to say bronze or modern, but most of these are going to be Bronze Age. This one's probably the worst condition one that I've seen so far, but most of them are carded and sleeved. I would say I've probably had about 10 comics so far that weren't carded and sleeved. So that's what I'm doing. I've already gone through probably 16 lots so far. I have another 4 lots to go. And I have like I said, I bought 5 of these large boxes, jam packed. I mean, I made sure when they said $50 a box, I was going to fill up the box to the max, and I fit them all in there pretty tight. So right now I'm doing Thor, then we're going to move on to New Teen Titans, and what else I got here? I think that's what I'm going to finish out with is Teen Titans. Those are, of course, DC. Pretty much on my listings, all I'm doing is taking a picture of the cover page, of the cover, and that should be a pretty good indication of condition. So that's what I'm doing. And when I take my photos of these, let me see if I can turn my camera just a little bit. I'm just laying them out like so, and then I'm going to break them up into 2 and 3 and take pictures of the entire face, so you get kind of a preview of what comics are going to be included in the lot, and then what the cover of each individual ones look like. When I went to pick up these comics, they started it was an estate sale. They started the estate sale, and the listing said that on Craigslist said that they had roughly 10,000 comics. Kathleen went the first day, and she said it was just a madhouse, and because I was going to offer one money for everything, and after hearing what she said, I knew that it was, as well as she did, that they were not going to take my offer. I was willing to just take them all out their hands for $1,000, $1,500 at the most, but I think these ended up costing me about a quarter a piece. If I, with an estimate of 1,250 comics, figured 250 per box, and $50 a box. And I am making sure I lead with comics, just because I think on HiBid there's folks that are going to be searching all of HiBid for comics, so I want to make sure I put that keyword in there, and then followed up by this particular one, the Mighty Thor. And then I'm going to put the issue numbers: 198, 259, 263, 270, and 271. I figure if I listed them, we start everything out at $3. I figured 5 of them is worth at least $3. I figure most comics, if I were to sell them on eBay, I had some that were ranging in the $10 to $15 range. I think that was some of the G.I. Joe comics, but most comics are probably, I think, and I am no expert on comics at all. I've tried selling a few on eBay, but for me, it's just because I don't know enough about them that they were just. It seems like one of those things that's more of a saturated market.
Comes with organizer and
where.
Period. The butterfly duo has the thread and the pattern and cloth and everything in it, period.
That's Kathleen talking to her phone. But most comics, I think you're getting, $1 to $5 for. Maybe if I would have went the first day and picked through them, if I was a comic book guy, I probably could have got a heck of a deal on a lot of comics. But because I don't know much about them, I just pretty much just like go.
One thing that they could have done too is they had gone through the boxes and picked out good ones. And you're saying that you don't have a lot of number ones. Maybe they went through and picked out all the number ones and put like $3 on those, and then left all the others.
They very well could have done that. Let's see. This is the new Teen Titans. Number 37, 36, 34, 35, 34.
It might be really fun tomorrow if we get done with this. There's the Spokane History Museum has featuring Pompeii.
Oh, cool. Is it so it's
like
exhibits?
The one when we went to the Titanic and stuff.
Gotcha. That sounds like a grand old time.
We'd have to try to get to 200 today, though. But there's no school. Izzy doesn't have school tomorrow.
Maybe we could have Izzy come and help us tomorrow.
The whole thing is trying to do something family and not work all day.
You're right. I apologize. I'm a terrible father and terrible husband. Just saying. I understand that.
It'd just be nice if you would listen to my words.
I'm sorry, I don't mean anything negative about it. My head does not compute. Let's see what new Teen Titans goes for on eBay, just to give us an idea of comps. New Teen Titans, volume. It's just the Podipian 34. That's what I have, 34. See, this is what confused. Oh no, it didn't. Whoa. Let's see what the solds are, not just the. Yeah, 1983 New Teen Titans went for $550. Graded number 34 sold for $50. What makes number 30? This is what I just don't get. New Teen Titans 34 sold for 99 cents for auction. Then you go to 30 through 38 and 40, which I have all those, sold for $50. So there was 10 comics there. 10. There's 4 that went for $14.50 at auction. I just don't know. That's what's crazy about comics. Let's see what 30. And right now I'm looking at, I have 33. That's 33, 4, 5, 6, 37, and then the next lot's going to have 21. Oh, I have two number 21s there. 21, or okay, 16, 18, 20, and 21. I'm going to take this, I don't want to put two 21s in there. Okay, 16, 18, 20, and 21. There's
This lot is really awesome, period. The
10, 11.
Of thread are actually rope, period.
10, 11.
There are
52.
fabric transfers
13.
for vintage embroidery
14,
designs
15.
on tablecloths and towels, period.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This is a truly great
I know
lot.
I have a
that
bunch
you
of
need
these
to get
Teen
if you
Titan
love to
comics
sew.
out there. 16, 17. I'm gonna see if I can find 19. Probably 19 wasn't in the box because it's probably worth $10 billion. The new Teen Titans. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Who understands comics anyway? I'm going to go take these back and see if I can find something in the low teens. I'm going to leave you to Kathleen. She's going to be over there talking to her phone while she does her listings.
We have a bunch of like vintage towels and tablecloths that sell that have like this special embroidery on it, and I found a bunch of the original transfers from Simplicity and stuff that I'm making a lot of right now. It's hard to, I'm not really a sewer and I don't really understand it, so it's hard to know the exact words to put to make sure that somebody that's into this really sees it, because it feels to me like it would be a great lot for somebody that does things like this.
I done forgot what number I was looking for to fill in my list. 16, so I'm looking for 17 and 19 if possible. 17 and 19. Although I do have 4, so 17 or 19. The other thing that drives me crazy is like these are older, so these are probably, I'm just showing you what I got here. I hate it when the numbering, they use the same numbering to be in a so these are probably 70s, where I went and got 17 and 19 here, but these are from 1986. So these I don't see a year on, so I'd have to open them up, but these are probably, do I have any that would be easy to open up? They don't put the year on the front. So I think I'm going to leave these how they are. And did I put the 1981? So these are early 80s, and the two I was going to throw in there wouldn't go along necessarily with the series because they were, 6 years later, 7 years later. So I'm just going to leave this with a lot of 4 and a lot of. I'm going to take these right back, and I'll be back in just a second.
Do you know where the glue gun is?
At home. We take it for Izzy's.
Do we have super glue?
I think you just bought some at auction last Friday night. Where did that lot go?
Not funny.
Well, you needed it. It was cheaper to buy it there than.
on. It's fine. I can take my pictures without it and fix it later.
Okay. You should see how much. Yeah, two pair of Doc Martens in there, size 10, size 11.
Okay.
What did those go for? Doc Marten size 10. So sold. And then we're going to go pre-owned. $30. Those will go on eBay. 30 plus shipping. There's one that went. We'll have to look at the style. Kathleen bought a bunch of shoes at auction Friday night. I don't know if you heard me talking about her going to auction. They love it when she goes to auction because she buys. She is a spender, which is a good thing for us and for the other auction house we go to. So not only do we sell at auctions, we also support a local auction house, and we're still getting a heck of a deal. And we're buying not just to supplement our catalog here at Bid More to Win, but we're also buying to sell on eBay. And on those table ends, there is always hidden treasures, hidden gems that people, a lot of people that go to auctions there's quite a few resellers, but there's a lot of people that are just buying for themselves. So they're not going to spend frivolously necessarily on.
They just don't want the volume. So when it goes to like the table ends too, some people are totally out because they don't have the means or the outlet to get rid of a bunch of shit, where we do.
And we use the word shit loosely.
No, we don't.
We sell a lot of good stuff through our auction.
Good stuff is still shit. It's a bunch of shit. It's just a bunch of stuff that we get.
Right.
I mean, it's volume. And by getting the volume, we can get enough lots out of it to pay for what we did and be able to find those gems, where somebody that just has a house and no means to get rid of it doesn't want that much volume. I can buy the table ends from 10 tables and have the means, and most people don't. And one of the bad things too, or not bad things, but sometimes Rod, like on Friday night, somebody came up and tried to buy something off one of the table ends that we got, and I told her she could register for our auction, and she declined. But one of the things that Rod always says too is that we're offering people a service. Those people that don't have the means to buy the table ends but just wanted the one book can come to our auction, because we take all that stuff and separate it out, get rid of the bad stuff, list the good shit, and then people can get that rather than having to buy the table ends to get, or in larger volumes to try to find that gem. And they still get a good deal from us.
That is true. I mean, if they're not willing to spend, $7.50 is about as low as they go on items at a table before they auction off the whole table. If they're not willing to pay $7.50 for that item, they might come to our auction and spend less than that, $3 to $5, something, a lot of times. So we give them an opportunity to buy the items at a cheaper rate than they would get at the other auction. That's not our entire business model, but that it happens quite a bit that people are able to do that. If they would just take the time to log into our auction and bid. Hello, thanks for joining us. This is us working. This is I used to enjoy going live throughout everything. I even went and was going to prepare a video on our auction haul, but we buy so much stuff, it's hard to do those.
In an organized way.
Do a haul video because we're always running somewhere, and for us to go through an entire, I filled up my truck, Kathleen filled up her car, to go through all of that so that you guys can see everything that we bought. It just isn't feasible all the time. I mean, it's like I had a huge box of nothing but pre-owned shoes. Loose shit is never any fun. In my case, it has only come by way of end of the day street tacos in Baja. Hey Sam, thanks for jumping in. You're going to hear our ramblings. We have Kathleen here today and Day Old Coffee. Today's live stream brought to you by Day Old U-Band Coffee. This is part of my massive comic book collection that I bought. I left an offer for a lot more, but they probably had somebody that was willing to go a little bit higher than me. Right now, I am listing less than $50 worth of comics, and I'm probably getting about 22, 23 lots. And so each one gets a minimum bid of $3. I'm putting five. Let's just say 4 to 6.
I want you to run to that sale real quick, Rod.
Okay. I'm almost done with this lot, or this bunch of comics, and I'll head over there and let you entertain folks while I'm gone.
You're not going to entertain folks while you're gone.
Sure you are.
No, I'm not.
I'm leaving it up.
Nobody gives a shit about me, Rod. What do you think this would be called?
A hanging metal candle holder.
Hanging metal collapsible globe wire.
Candle holder. Let's ask our viewers.
Planter. Thank you.
Check this. Okay, let me see it. I'm going to ask our viewers.
It's a planter.
It's like cable. Here is what we have. You push this down. Okay, let's get a little bit more room. You push this down and it has little hooks here. And it turns into this beautiful, I would call it teal, but I'm probably going to be told differently. But I am colorblind. What color would you call that, dear?
Turquoise.
Turquoise. And you pop it down, squeeze that out, and it collapses back into this. I thought, based on the bottom, I guess it could be a pot, but how would you get a pot in there? That's my only question. How would you get a pot in there? Unless you, like, I guess you could put it in like that. I don't know.
I'm listing it by itself. I don't know. I don't know how to look it up.
So inside that huge box of shoes that she bought, there's 2 pairs of men's Doc Martens, size 10 and 11. There was some Harley Davidson boots that looked in really good shape. A bunch of Nikes. They're all pre-owned, but most of them are in pretty decent condition. And I don't know, what'd you end up giving for that?
For what?
The shoes, your shoe table? Do you remember?
$5.
$5 for a whole slew of shoes.
There's probably 20 or 30 pairs.
And I tell you, if you guys aren't using a local, check out and see if there's any Sam says it's a springy thing. He's never seen one before. She will use.
I'm putting that in my description. I'm putting that in my title. Is it? Did he say candle or plant?
He didn't. He says, and I'm wait. Sam.
You need to figure out how you can put
Sam,
survey things so people can start voting. So we can, like.
I never.
Kathleen's
can remember
right. Rod's wrong.
If Sam Dallas can be a male or a female.
What?
Sam could be male or female.
What does it matter?
Because I kept saying he, and I'm like, I'm just going based on assumption.
Oh, our Sam Klein here is a girl.
Yeah, we have a Sam female here.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it's okay to use shit in your chat, because I did mark this as not appropriate for children, because you never know what's going to come out of my wife's mouth.
I mean, that is so wrong.
I like to mess with her. Teen Titans 11, 13, 14, and 15. 11, 13 through...
What's super funny is this is called Paint by Numbers. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And it's pencils.
Yeah, it was funny. I'm just... Don't get angry with me. I love you.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm confused. I think I'm just gonna post it.
Living
And
in
put
a
it on
state
our
of
option and see what
confusion.
happens.
Wasn't that a song? Phil Collins. State of
Oh,
confusion.
but you know what? They're called watercolor eco pencils.
Oh, so it could technically be considered paint, even though it comes in.
How do I know if they're in here?
Would you like me to take a look?
I don't know. Somebody is like retardedly opened this.
Shh. He told me I couldn't use that word the other day.
But you can't. You remember, you have a good mouth. Here.
We are definitely not PC. Did you try pulling it out?
No, I don't like to take things out of boxes if they're in it.
Somebody
They're
has.
there.
I mean, how can you tell?
Because I saw them.
Interesting enough, you joke about it, but there's actually a brush in there. Everything's there. It's. I mean, it looks like it may have been open because there's like cardboard inside the packaging. Oh, maybe it's been opened. It's just been retaped shut.
Okay.
It does have real canvas. It's the
As opposed to fake.
right. You know, like that.
I found another frickin' ashtray.
Yay!
This one is the mother loaf. We're gonna make money on this one.
Seriously?
I can feel it.
Male, female, no matter. I frequently answered to "Hey you." That sounds like me. Or
Did
Eddie.
they say what? Are they male or
He
female?
didn't say. He
They
didn't.
won't tell us.
But, yeah.
I feel a Saturday Night Live skit here,
Pat.
but that wasn't on the name. That was. What do you think? Now we're gonna lose a viewer.
Sam, I've been communicating with Sam throughout the last few years on chat.
And you don't even know it.
Well, I mean, you meet a lot of people in chat, in other people's chat rooms.
I'm just saying that Rod's a stalker, so I'm surprised you have never stalked Sam.
Well, not everybody does YouTube either.
We're sorry, Sam.
Can we go watch it real quick?
No. I feel like this is a win. Are you going?
What time does it end?
I don't know, but I feel like people are taking all the good stuff.
I am. I will go. I'll get to take a wad of cash, and I will go.
They're super cheap. Let's take money out of my purse though, because I.
Oh, you want to consign it. You want to
So that
consign
it's-
it.
Unless you want, you can take store money and get it.
I got plenty of stuff for the store.
I've got
Well,
a lot of stuff.
When we consign through the auction house, I buy stuff for the store that the store consigns, and that's what helps keep the store running. But it doesn't really pay us anything. So Kathleen, she consigns as well, so that she's getting paid. That's kind of how that's her part-time job and the full-time job in
That's how I keep food on our table.
That's how she keeps food on the table, is by buying and selling as well. So I've I have dragged my wife into reselling. Sam sells a lot of ashtrays.
Oh, did you show them?
Best sellers by far are cigar ashtrays. You know, we had
the pedestal one was one of my favorites.
Not
the stand one. Sam, have you ever seen the sip and smoke hostess plates with the cup? They have an ashtray on the plate.
This is made in Taiwan.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna head out, but I'm gonna leave you up over here. Just periodically go look at the chat. It's a lot of pressure, I know.
I'm not doing it.
Okay, well, you'll have to figure out how to shut down the stream.
Turn the camera then. I'll just turn the camera. I don't feel comfortable.
You do. She's much more entertaining than I am.
I'm not. I don't speak.
Keyword is cigar. You talk to your phone all the time. That's all you're doing. They're going to watch this every once in a while when you walk by. Look at the chat and see if they said anything. The last thing said is the keyword you want to look for is cigar, or use is cigar.
Okay.
They'll get plenty of feedback.
Are cigar different than cigarette? If I put cigar on any ashtray, is that okay? Is it just an extra keyword, or is there a distinction between the two?
Larger. Like this would be, well, that could probably hold a cigar. See, like this you could use as cigar. This, we have Harvey's in Lake Tahoe Resort. Lake Tahoe. That would be a cigarette, but this one I think could be used as a cigar.
I found some
ashtray.
Vintage keys.
But if you
see if they do work.
If you're gonna list this on eBay, he's saying use cigar in your title.
I know, but I want to use it in our store too.
Same thing. Okay, Kathleen's gonna be bouncing in and out. I'm gonna head and go to this sale. It's just right down the road. Let's see if I can go find something.
The thing is that you need the guy's phone number, because I had to call him, and then he tells you the passcode. He's in the new part of the storage, and they're right at the beginning.
Do you want to text me the number? And were you gonna give me cash?
My purse is in my car, I believe. My keys are by the register. Do you see my Red Bull?
No.
You don't see a Red Bull at the register.
No.
Are
Is that your ploy to get me to get your Red Bull?
No, I thought my keys would be by it.
The keys are right next to my Red Bull. Today's live stream brought to you by Sugar-Free Red Bull. Kathleen's still looking for the
sponsorship. Free coupons.
Sam says it has to be a cigar tray.
Okay, so they're specific. It's not just adding a keyword.
Right.
Okay.
But look for a cigar. Okay, now I gotta find
my car keys.
Yeah.
Maybe go look in my car.
That would be weird.
because I carried stuff in. I don't even know what these would be. They're like little miniature fans on a stick. So what I'm going through is this box. I got this box and it had a bunch of Stampin' Around stamps in it. So those have always gone pretty well in our auction. So I just picked up the thing. It's people that are moving from one storage space to another and they're consolidating, and I guess I'm not totally positive the whole story. You never know. But they looked like they'd been there a while and they own the stuff. So it wasn't like, that's always one of my fears, is that tomorrow we'll see on the news that somebody just got back from vacation and their storage unit was cleared out. My God, I spent $5 there and filled my car. What do you?
Your keys aren't. Well, your door's locked with your purse in it.
I have to go look for my keys. They're probably up by the register.
Are you sure they're not around where you used to? Right. Usually it's me that's losing my keys.
What?
I said usually it's me that's losing my keys. This is the way we look for keys, look for keys, look for keys. Huh. This is kind of cool. I read that. Check this out. This is an early Horseshoe brand clothes hanger. I bought that. That was on Table Ends. Can you believe that's probably shipped with shipping? That's probably a $70 or $80 piece. And nobody wanted to pick that up. I will let her know. You have to go read the chat.
Why?
Stan left your notes.
What did you say?
Good luck at the sales, good luck buying Rod. Kathleen, now that Rod's gone, I'm all in, baby.
I'm gonna have to let him know I'm a lesbian. Rod just identified this man. Oh, my coat. That would make sense. I wear a coat.
Can I take your car?
I don't care. No.
What would you use your keys for? Your purse.
Hey, Sam. I also found this Carnival Glass Liberty Bell plate. I am not a plate buyer. I should say I'm not a glass buyer, but it seems like I always buy glass. It looked really Avon-ish. And I really try to avoid Avon at all costs. Liberty.
Did you want me to grab cash out of your purse, or did you want to grab cash and hand it to me?
Bell. Carnival Glass plate.
Okay, I'm taking $41 out of your purse.
Okay.
In case you're, so that way you can match up your accounting. Here's your keys right there on the edge.
What if you find more stuff
I
though?
think I got another 20 in my.
Here's some more 20s.
I have another 20. Okay. Well, I'll leave that's my emergency money there. I had $30 emergency. No, I don't. I have 20.
Liberty Bell Carnival 8-inch glass plate. $6.99.
What? You only paid $8 for it. You only lost $2 today, babe. I'll be back.
Oh, this one sold for $22 in box. This one sold for $1. Okay, I'm putting it on our auction. I don't know why I'm drawn to shit. I don't know. I did get this little, it's like a wooden, it's not a photo album, but it was almost like a memory book, and it was from some little kid's trip to Mexico or something. It's a little hard to follow, but there's some fun old pictures and postcards in it. Sometimes with the shit that I'm drawn to, it pays out, but a lot of times it doesn't. I found some good sales. There's really 3 types of sales. There's the professional estate sales going on right now, where all the estate sale companies are doing them. There's the people that are just weird and just do sales in this winter. I found that too. And then there's the desperate people that just want to get rid of stuff, or they either need money or space, and they're just selling stuff really cheap. Those are my favorite. I've trolled people on like the swap and shops and stuff on Facebook when they're like, I need to sell all this stuff, and try to get them to bring it to auction, or if they say they need things to log on to our auction, but I don't know how successful it's been. I'm gonna call Isabella really quick and see how she's doing. I hope she's not sleeping. I think she's sleeping. Okay. Hampton Art Stamps. So it looks like those are. Sometimes these. Stampin' Up, comma, All Night Media, comma, Hampton Art, comma, and more. Not very exciting. There's probably nobody watching. Rod went to a sale that I had found earlier. I didn't tell the people I was a resale person. Sometimes I feel guilty about that. But so I sent Rod because they were still putting more stuff out. I'm probably gonna go back later. I don't know. But they had some ladders and some tools and stuff that I really know nothing about. So I get kind of worried about trying to buy that stuff. Sometimes it's better because I get a better deal because I offer so little because I don't know anything. see the pictures, period. This turquoise cylinder collapses and turns into a globe. You can put a candle or a plant in it. I just added the candle thing. I really don't think somebody would put a candle in it, but okay. So I'm going to do this paint by numbers. I don't know if it's So I'm just doing that plate, the Carnival glass Liberty Bell plate. Probably worth nothing. I thought I did find it on eBay, but I have a Prince Albert tobacco can. I'm trying to see if I should put it with something else. I also got these curtain tiebacks. I don't know if you guys can even see me, but I thought that these were super pretty. It almost feels plasticky though, rather than it being a metal. Sometimes I get excited at sales and I get broken stuff and plastic when I think it's metal. And if you hear Rod talking over the time, I have a hard time sometimes with the difference between resin and plastic and ceramic. I don't know the difference really. I might have to ask Rod how to look these up. My eyesight isn't really great even with my glasses, so a lot of times I miss if things are marked. But these are like okay. This is pretty cool. It's a tin cat. Or a metal cat, I should say. See if it's on eBay. So I'm going to say it's 10.5 by 9. I guess I should put it's 3 1/4 inch wide. I don't know if Rod wants these on eBay or our auction. He got some Star Trek figurines. Just in this box over here. Oh, I just sold something on eBay. I sold my Canon. And they paid. Woohoo! I'm gonna call Rod and tell him. My Canon sold. Yeah, my plastic, the Marks Canon thing. And I got payment. And they just bought it. I didn't get an offer for it. Cool, huh? It's a good place. Okay, bye. So Mercedes is texting me. She's actually in Puerto Rico right now, and it's warm. Her boyfriend is from Puerto Rico, and they're down visiting his family. They are both in the Navy, and so she's super tired. She's just been going all weekend. They're gonna be down there for a good week or two, though. So. Um, So the stuff that we're listing is going on the auction next Friday. There is an active auction right now. It's www.bidmore2 the number 2 win.hibid.com. Okay. So from this sale, this is actually the sale that Rod got the comics at. I went first day, as he was telling you, and I got this made in Kenya, and this is like an antelope set. It's a wood antelope set. I paid more money than I normally do. And I say that, and it was $10 for the set. But I normally don't spend a lot, but it was kind of like my big purchase because I thought that it would, sometimes I try to get one item that might. But like when I looked at them, I never see a set. They're all separate. Like the sitting down guy, I'm showing. Let me just look at solds. So a lot of 70s vintage teak wood ones went for 21. But it looks like they had 5. Otherwise, they go for different amounts. 5, 10, 15. See, this is when I just sit and think to myself, for $10, should I just put it on our auction and hope that somebody sees the value? I'm just going to put them on our auction. So this one is 14, 8, and 9. And they're about 5 inches 14, 8, and 9, and they're about 5 inches wide. So I said they were 14, 9, and 8. 14 inches, 9 inches, 8 inches tall, about 5 inches wide. Okay. So the tall guy is giving me problems trying to get them all in the same picture. Rod's so much better at taking pictures. I always have to go in and edit mine and cut out the top and the bottom because I never can get things in my frame fully. Whoops. I'm sorry, I'm not very exciting. It's a lot funner when Rod's here, so I can just give him a lot of shit and call him an idiot and make fun of him. That's pretty much what I do. So. I thought it was hummingbirds, but Oh, I bet it's a dove. Partridge in a pear tree. That's what it is. That sounds like Rod is back. What do you think? What did you get? Did you get the ladders?
No.
Why?
I just didn't get a lot of stuff. I've been interacting with people.
A little bit?
Okay.
Did anybody chat?
Yeah. Oh, Bianca stopped in. Bianca is in Germany. I've chatted with her. So I spent $45. I bought the plants. All the fruit plants. Because I talked to him about what we did and stuff.
What?
I talked to him about what we did.
What you did? You didn't tell him I was there, right?
No, but I told them if they got to the point they just needed to get rid of a bunch of stuff, and they were really wanting to price it to move, which are about there. I got this Dremel 1001. We're gonna do a haul video if anybody's still in.
Sorry.
Check that out. You sold your cannon. How will you lob cannonballs at your enemies without a cannon? Kathleen is fairly new to the whole YouTube thing, so I got Dremel. I hate doing decor stuff, but I threw it in so that I could just bundle more items. I got this plastic Clockworks. I almost think it might be. I would have to look and see what the when it was made. It doesn't look super old. They got a latte stand sign. Someone's just going to have that. We're what do you call we don't. You're going to find things on our haul videos that you probably won't see on others. I got this Waring juice extractor. It's a little dusty. More info. Error. YouTube is not receiving enough video. What does that mean? Hopefully you guys can still see me. It needs wiped down and cleaned up a little bit, but I got what is that? I don't even pull comps. What does a
What number does this have? Do you? Oh, here. What does that say?
2588. It's probably a $10 juicer. Let's see. I think I'm wearing Pro juice juice extractor. Whoa. Even if you part it out, the blade thing, the filter, goes for $19 free shipping. The lid sells for 15, but this is probably an older model. Let's see if I can pull up a model number on it. Let's see. JEX, JEX328C, JEX328C, JEX. That's how terrible my memory is.
Nicholas John.
328C. 328C. I'd like to go buy and worry about whether I'm going to make money on it after the fact. I mean, piecing this thing out is even would be easy ships, and the plunger itself sells for $10 free shipping. The filter screen sells for about $19 free shipping. It does not. The lid has sold for $14 free shipping. This will go through our auction. The 32, did I say this was a 6? No, the 328 sold in they're all over the place. $40 or $50 shipped, it looks like. But this will go through our auction house. Next item. Some of this stuff you're probably like, what? We have a bicentennial, Idaho bicentennial plate. It's probably silver plate. It is big into silver mining up here, so that wouldn't surprise me. I do not see a maker on it, but it did have weight. That's the main reason oh, there's the mark. No, it's not. I don't see a mark on it. Silver plate. This is Wilton Metal bowl.
That's funny. I almost got that.
Well, I got it on my...
With my money.
Yeah, I did with your money. Wilton Metal. Armatel. Let's change that to bowl.
What would you say this is?
A soap dish. Or it could hold scrubbies. We're going to look at solds. I don't see one there's one similar to it. Sold for one of these is sold for $35 plus $20 shipping. Of course, I think the shipping, when you look at solds, that's actually showing you the shipping to your location, not what the buyer actually paid. That is a Nicholas John bone china. It's either a soap, I would call it a soap dish. This is not in my haul, by the way. Here you go, dear. I got this little tray.
Seriously?
What? Are you saying seriously to my tray?
No, I read that off the bottom and searched that. I can't find it. I was hoping you would help me find it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't, you handed it to me. Oftentimes you hand me stuff. Wilton, wait a minute, what was it?
I'm good, hon.
Something John. What was it, dear? Please tell me. No, nothing John.
It's fine, hon. I'm just going to put it on our auction.
Can you just tell me what it is, please?
Nicholas John
soap dish. All I see is coffee cups.
Right?
And the cups are going for like $7 to $10, it looks like. upwards of 12. Let me make soap dish 2 words. Let's put bathtub. Bathtub. It could be something rare. You might have $1 million item there. I see other dishes that sell for upwards of $30. Nicholas John bathtub shaped soap dish.
I just put it on our auction, babe.
Yeah, I don't think it's really. Okay, I got more tools. I got these.
Do you have a flat screwdriver? Or any screwdriver?
Let me look down here.
I'll look in there. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Medium duty regulator. A little suction cup. Pan of ice. Colbert Industries. This is kind of beat to hell, but it's this isn't. I don't think this is a very well known. I think he thought they were Bushnell binoculars, but I do not. But they're not. I've never heard this. Barska. Binoculars. Barska binoculars. And those are, I don't even think I see anything where it's written what the power of them is. Well, that sucks. It probably was on the sticker there. So they're a cheaper brand, I think. I don't see probably $20 or $30 if you're lucky on a good day. Our video must be just crappy because it keeps getting warnings. Some sawhorse brackets, a chain.
Rod, do you want these Star Trek things on our auction or eBay?
I think I might eBay those. I haven't decided yet. Check this out. It's like a hoist chain with a ratchet. And yeah, that's kind of cool. Of course, I probably can't figure out how to use it. Oh, you have to have some. Ow. I'm going to hurt myself. And I got 3 huge trees. Well, each one and 2 lighter ones. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. Great bunch of tools. I'll get the trees out later. Anyway, that was my $45 worth of purchases. And it's probably not stuff that you would typically see on a haul video. We really buy a lot of odd items. And I think that's probably a benefit to watching our channel, is that you're going to see things that you probably don't normally see.
I'm gonna go check on Nathan.
Okay. Love you.
Love you too. I'll be back.
Check out what I got at auction. That's freaking awesome there. I don't even know if it has much value, but there's it's a 1981, and the motor just kicked in. Let's see, who makes this? I know it says 1981 Art Unlimited Lion Shadow Box Clock. I'm gonna sneeze. I hope my ass wasn't hanging out a while ago. If it was, I apologize. I need to find my belt. Maybe if I take out the year, maybe that's being too specific. Sometimes we get a little crazy with our... We'll take out shadow box, because maybe some people don't know it as a shadow box. Why is my... See, I don't even see this... Let's put vintage. Everyone likes to use vintage in their keywords. Well, if I was to put this on eBay personally, I would probably start at about 80 and then go from there. Maybe drop it after a while. But it is working. But it's like, it's painted on. It looks really good. I don't understand why it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a stream. Does that mean I'm not? Do I keep coming up and down? We're trying to get to 200 lots today so we can take tomorrow off. And oh yeah, well, I'm still up. I don't know why YouTube is telling me. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Interesting. I wonder if I just sit too long, if that's what happens. Anyway, I've got a bunch of consignment stuff I have to start working on before I do too much of my own stuff. I'd like to try to get our consignments ahead of the stores. Let's see, what are we at? 115 lots. So we'd really like to get 85 more lots done today. I started today with, let's just say, about 50 lots. I've been working on trying to get 100 a day, or at least get to over 500 listings on our catalog in a week, which is it is quite the task. New lot, and again, this is, I'm going to turn this around so you can at least see what I'm doing here. Maybe as I just have my sorry folks for the technical difficulty. I just have my, this is what I have my camera resting on while I'm in here working. Just my little Logitech. Oh, I just watched the playback. Okay, this is, I showed you this thing before. It is the Horseshoe brand clothes wringer, clothes dryer. It is just freaking awesome, and nobody wanted this at auction. And if you look at the comps on this, I mean, it's just, to me, it's a piece of art. Imagine you own a shop, or you're renting a booth, and you sold jewelry. I mean, first of all, just look at it like that looks nice, but when you push this up, those things fall off. Look at all the necklaces you could hang from that, and it's just pretty cool. But that's what you'd hold your clothes on. Horseshoe brand clothes ringers. Every one guaranteed trademark, made by the American Ringer Company. Horseshoe brand clothes ringer. Clothes ringers with a W. I don't know when these were made, but seriously, if you pull comps on these, what did I see them? Horseshoe brand clothes ringer. I should look at, I should add in there. Okay, maybe not as high as I thought. There's one that sold for $30 plus $30.20 shipping to get to me. There's one that sold, or took a best offer. Originally had it listed for $59. One sold for $40. I was drawn to it just because I thought it looked cool. And that's my that's kind of what I do. It'll fall. Anything that looks interesting can typically bring money. Let's see here. That's about 18.5 by 8. 18.5 by 8 by 4. And let's see. Made by the American Ringer Company. Distributed by Victorian Trading Company. So this is actually, I think, a replica. It has to be a replica because it's made in China. So that's what we're going to put. Appears to possibly be a replica. I always hate, there are shady auction companies out there that would just pull the made in China sticker off the back. You know, everybody runs their own business the way they want to. I try to be as honest as possible. Hey Delden, how you doing? But if it's a replica, I'm not going to put that I'm not going to allude that it's an original. I originally thought that it might have been original when I saw it on the table, but I mean, when it has a sticker that says "Made in China," that pretty much is a giveaway. Let's see if I can get my. I have a knife case back there that is. Did you get your camera issue figured out, Delden? And of course I want to get my notepad out of there, and my tablet, and my cup of coffee, my cold day-old coffee. It was hot when I started drinking it. It is a clothes hanger. Like I was telling you, I think it's a replica just because it has a item number made in China in the back. But back in the day, that's how you would hang your clothes to let them dry. But I just like the mechanism. It slides in there. It doesn't come out. There's a wider slot here that they use to construct it, but it's got a slot down there that it all folds up. I thought it would be cool for anybody that maybe sold jewelry at a craft show or whatever. I thought it would be something that would be cool to hang necklaces from, or just to decorate your home. And I forgot to write down my number, 2591. Probably gonna put some of those tools on real quick just while I'm here. I need to get some of this stuff. I'm gonna do my lion clock. It's going on our auction. I showed him this. I just thought it was freaking awesome. I actually paid a little bit more for this. I paid $10 for this clock, and we'll see if I get. It has a little bit of an issue right here. A little marker. That's why if I was gonna put it in my home, I'd just get a little a stain pen and put on it and call it good. I bet part of it might be YouTube too. I'm having issues. I keep getting this warnings that I'm not. It says please check the resolution. The current resolution is 908/512, which is not optimal. I don't know. Let's see if I can change the settings. I think this brick wall that I am sitting behind is between. Yeah, it has nothing. It must just be what the my internet is probably just crap at the moment. I can't change anything on the resolution. I'm streaming from OBS on a at a higher output scaled. Oh, maybe that's where I should have changed it. I'll have to look at that next time I get that. Did you check your camera drivers? I'm running an old, I don't know what this is. I'm not an Apple guy, so when everybody talks about, I'm doing, getting their MacBooks and all that. I'm like, yeah, I don't see the value in it personally, but I'm not a big YouTube star either. 1981, Art Unlimited. I'm going to put lion. It's a lion couple. And it's a shadow box clock. That's what I call them anyway. If that's not really what they're called, then I'm going to start a trend in calling them that. 13 1/4. My measurements can be off up to 1/8 of an inch. 13 1/4, 26 1/2. I just went to a garage sale or storage unit sale. Somebody was selling all their contents out of their storage unit. And I picked up a bunch of tools and stuff and a couple of large trees. Simba and Nala. That is what my wife would put on there. It's in the description. It is a cool clock, though. One of the hardest things to do when you're photographing anything with glass, I run into it all the time, is get as much of your, and I still didn't, get as much of your reflection out of it. I'll have my hand in it, but that's going to be about it, I think. Yeah, the long arm of the photographer's in the sometimes when you just can't avoid it, you just make faces in the mirror. I did start doing mirror pictures on the ground, so I just lay mirrors on the ground and take the photographs that way, just avoiding any reflections from the lights. I don't know how it's taking time, but I hear it running. I know a couple people that's just going to be dying to have this clock. If you guys follow me on Instagram, the store's Instagram account, I posted a photo of a lion or tiger, latch hook, a huge one. It's freaking awesome. I don't know where my cleaner went. I don't make it a habit of cleaning other people's stuff just because it takes up too much time to clean up everybody's. I expect people to take a little bit of pride in the stuff they bring, and if they want it marked or wiped down, they can mark it down. It's very interesting. This has a wind mechanism, but I wonder if that's just for looks, because I can't even talk without saying I think it's just made to look old. A lot of this plastic stuff came from the 70s. This looks newer than 70 to me. It's just, to me, it's just in too good a condition. But everything is telling me that it is. I mean, it's very possible. A lot of these plastic things you'll see Roman numeral stamped or embossed on the mold itself that created the item. I'm just going to pull this off. Hey, have a good weekend. I guess weekend's already. I totally get the unloading of trailers and stuff. it's a not so glamorous part of our jobs. Oh, it is a wind-up mechanism. That is very interesting. It's there's no markings on it, but I think I might actually have a key out front that I can throw in with it. But I don't. That's what's weird is I don't have. Usually there'll be a Roman numeral stamped on the plastic itself. There is an item number. R60. I'll have to just. I want to have to just try eBay image search and see if I can come up with something. Yeah, I definitely have been enjoying watching Delden 9 Pound Hammer there, his journey as he is starting his own reselling business, and talk to him a little bit about the part that people don't actually necessarily see all the time as a work involved. I mean, that's one of the reasons I have not invested a lot of time in doing recording videos. I've been trying to really hard though recently in the last week or two, but it just, as I mentioned earlier, like doing a haul video, when you're buying in such large quantities, it really is difficult to get. It's almost impossible to do a haul video like a traditional haul video, because I mean I'm buying hundreds of items every week and constantly looking to buy more. Like today, on the drop of a hat, I went to that yard sale and picked up another probably 20 lots for the auction house. Man, this thing's hard to get back in. There it goes. And I was able to at least show some of those items. When I go to auction, we literally, the last 2 weeks, we filled up. My wife's got a Jeep Latitude, so with the seats, back seats folded down, completely filled up the back as well as the front passenger side seat, and we filled the back. I've got a Ford Ranger, the blue one. You guys have probably seen me drive it around. Not the old orange beast that I have. I call it tomato soup red, but I am colorblind, and my wife tells me that it's orange. Just let me believe it's tomato soup red. What I'll do for my listings here is, but anyway, I am constantly scatterbrained in my conversation, so I don't even finish a thought. That gets me in trouble with Kathleen quite a bit. But anyway, we just buy a lot of stuff, and then by the time we get back here, get it unloaded. It's in long boxes and stuff, and I don't have the space to pull everything out to show y'all. Sometimes I'm able to, though. Let's do eBay image search and see what comes out. I think regardless, I would call it vintage, but this is called a vintage Lux wall clock. Well, mine doesn't say Lux. This is something made to look like a Lux, more than likely. There's no brand on it whatsoever. So we will just put it under, I'm going to call it vintage. It's probably modern, but we use the word loosely when we can't tie down a. The thing that makes it unique, though, is it is a wind-up clock. I should go see if I have a key out there. I had like a container full of them. I thought here. Maybe I have it in here. Maybe I have it. My black light. This one's probably too big though. Oh no, it's not a key. There it is. That's a key. Yes. I'm winding it, folks. And it's working. Make sure I don't need to straighten the hour hand. Okay, and it is 2:43. Hear it? It's a cool clock. This is all a part of the lock. Whoa. Focus, focus. You know what, I'm going to give him this key right here. That one wouldn't have fit. Man, I hate to. If I find me a key, yeah, no, I'll put it with it. I've got more of those keys laying around here somewhere. I'll just have to hunt them down. The other thing is telling people what I pay for things, because it's not like I'm going to a sale and I'm buying things at a price. You know, what do you do when you buy 30 items on a table, and do you just, and you pay $10 for it? Do you divide the 10 into 30, or do you value certain things more? So it really is. I mean, we spent just over $700 on Friday at the auction for 2 vehicles full of stuff. I wonder if it was some kind of advertisement piece for a shop. It's still a cool piece regardless of age. I'm just surprised it doesn't have a quartz movement in it. 7.5. It's keeping time. My clock says 2:46. That says 2:46. I get to adjust my brightness just so that I can hide some of the filth in the pictures. I love the white vinyl backdrop. It's good for works good for the price. I just roll it out after quite a while. Hey, babe. Okay, sounds good. Bye. I love clocks. And we'll make sure that we can find some string. We'll rubber band that thing to it. Hopefully it'll stay. Wrap that rubber band around it a couple of times. Throw it up under there. That's freaking awesome. That'll go great next to somebody's latte stein. I hate wall decor, like modern wall decor. I don't know. 320 latte metal sign, and I'm just going to put the dimensions right in the title. 12 by 12. Do you know how I knew it went like this? Because if you turn it like this, all the coffee would fall out. Huh. Nice. I should keep this for myself. This is all part of that $45 I just spent this afternoon. What do these comp out at? Dremel 100. It comes with most of the, it's not a ton. $20 free shipping for just the tool, it looks like. Or is that the, yeah, that's a tool. Man, I just can't see. I would not. Oh. Excuse me. What's tools? 540? $530. Oh, we hired an employee. That's kind of exciting for us. Work the front end while we take photos. I'm really hoping I get at least $10 out of this on our auction. I was going to get me gas when I went to the sale, and a Monster, because I don't think I have any here. I bought an extra one the other day. Oh, I made a sale. It's probably a magazine. I do not recommend selling magazines. I'm selling men's magazines. Why do we say men's? I've been selling adult magazines, vintage Playboys, and I'm really selling them dirt cheap. Not a ton of money in them, but they're easy to pack, easy to ship, easy to list. Oh no, I sold a poodle. I'm about done with the poodle market. I have some saved away for a special viewer. I don't know if that's going to zoom in, but there's the poodle I sold. $24.99 plus shipping. Spaghetti poodles, if you can find them, believe it or not, they sell well. The stuff I just bought, I'm putting on auction right now, just so that I can clear a path. I mean, this thing doesn't even look like it. The package is all busted to hell, but it's I don't know if maybe it has been opened. No, I don't think it has. I'm gonna list it as open package. I don't know if it's missing anything or not. I don't know what these. I don't even know what the value of these. But when I'm only spending $45 at a sale, it's like I get enough items. It's not gonna. I know I'm making my money back. Miller Medium Duty Regulator Series 30. Sold. Well, it is. They do okay. I mean, there's offers. I would say a good round price of this is $65. There's one that sold for $17. $30, $15, $200. 30, 15, 200. So who knows? I don't know what the numbers represent, but I'll just put that in the listing. Well, folks, I think I'm going to stop the stream. I've been on for quite a while. I'm going to go find me something to snack on and carry all the stuff I've been listing out to the shelves and start. I got to clear out some of the consignment stuff and do some photographing outside. Out front. They're larger items. But if you did stop in while we were streaming, I appreciate it. I'll try to put together some smaller videos, shorter videos that you guys can keep up. Oh, I'm still trying to get to that 1,000-person mark, subscriber mark, so that I can start live streaming on location on some of the places that I go and pick stuff up. Some of the house cleanup, some of the states, and all that. But if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you enjoyed any part of it, and if not, I appreciate you stopping in anyway. But I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a great weekend, and we will see you next time.